you should always know who the prospect is, right? And what their name is, their title, where they're from, know a little bit about their business, how their business makes money. I think that's really critical. But oftentimes in today's market, like, you have information about how this person has interacted with your product to date, how they've interacted with your websites, have they done research? They've probably submitted a form or a chat or some sort of like contact with your business that's giving you context on what they're looking for. So, you know, again, to the idea earlier of when you show up to the conversation, you should be sharing what your understanding is of what they're looking for, as opposed to coming in totally blank slate. Obviously, you want to give somebody a chance to add more to the conversation or bring something new that maybe has changed since they submitted that form or chat, hopefully within like the last 24 hours. But I think it's really, really critical to do your full research beforehand, and then really make the conversation about them. I remember in a previous role, I was leading an SDR team and wanted to bring somebody in externally. I was managing a few different teams. And so I felt like the SDR team was starting to go outbound for the first time. They needed some help really learning how to write thoughtful sequences and customized emails. And so I reached out to an SDR subject matter expert who I, watched a bunch of videos of this person on YouTube, wrote them an email directly. And they got back to me and were happy to chat. And when we showed up to the call, they had done like very little. They didn't really reference my note previously. They actually brought somebody else with them and tried to sell me like how Asana, and I was working at Asana at the time. Sorry to blow the lid on this, but they like a full new sales process for all of Asana. And I was like, I need this. And I already mentioned this. And now you're like turning it into this whole thing. And so it really, to the earlier points, the conversation really started to feel more about what they wanted to accomplish or what their goals were in the conversation, as opposed to like, hey, I'm trying to solve this problem. We can discuss that other thing down the road, potentially, like, good job uncovering it. But yep. I need to solve this. And I said that to you explicitly in my email. And so I just think for us as sellers, I understand that, we want big deals and we want to go after the full thing, but really, like, we should be trying to sell for a customer. And then if we have bigger aspirations after that, like, we can maybe uncover those down the road or hint at them. But it really should be about the buyer and what they're hoping to achieve.